Okay, so today we're going to make Empire biscuits. So in my bowl I've got 250 grams of self-raising flour. Most people will use plain flour, but that's just my way of doing it with self-raising flour. You can see what you think when you taste them. And to that we're adding 50 grams of caster sugar. And another handy hint, I've got 125 grams of unsalted butter. And it's from the fridge, it's rock hard. And the handy hint is to grate it on the rough side of the grater. It's very difficult to rub it in when it's brick hard, but it helps with the biscuits if it's nice and cold. So just grate it in. You can do it in a food processor as well. This is taking quite a bit of time for a video, but here we go. The time you get to the bottom of it, it's quite melted on your hands, but that's fine. And that's all grated in, like this on your bowl. Okay, and now it's back to Old Faithful rubbing this in, and then you'll see now how much easier it is with the butter being grated. So we're just rubbing this in. You can make this with a margarine as well. You don't have to use butter. It's not as absolutely essential as it is with the shortbread, because you're adding jam and icing sugar, so there's a lot of taste getting added into it. But I like to make it with butter. So just rub that all in till you get your nice breadcrumbs again. Now you can see how hard that would have been if we'd started off just with a block of butter. That's it all rubbed in. And then to this we're going to add 1 egg beaten, again wrought meal, lovely yellow eggs, and add that in. And then just gently stir that in with a table knife. And this makes quite a soft pastry and a sweet pastry. And when I say pastry, that's exactly what it is. I use this for apple and rhubarb tarts as well as biscuits. Make sure you've got all that egg in. And then bring it all together. And it will all, like the shortbread, it will all come together. In your bowl, you'll just feel it. Coming together. Now, you've got to all come together, and what you do now is you just gently knead it on your surface and pop it into a bowl and in the fridge for half an hour just to relax and chill. See you in half an hour. Okay, so the mixture's been in the fridge for half an hour, quite chilled. So again, I'm going to take half of it, it's just easier to work with, and just work it a little bit to get it going again. No flour on my board just at the moment. And just when it starts to go again, you feel it soften up, and a little flour on your board. half turning it in a couple of rolls. Just a little bit of flour on the rolling pin. And keep half a turn in a roll and half a turn. And again, about the thickness of 2 1-pound coins. And I've got my 8-inch cutter, dip it into flour, 8cm cutter, dip it into the flour and onto a tray lined with baking paper. An 8-inch cutter, that would make some size of Empire biscuits. And just place them out on the tray. And then pull your bits together and add it to your other half and do the same again. I'm just going to do this amount just now. And your fork and dip it in flour and prick the top of them 3 times. Okay, and they, once you've got it all done, go in the oven at 160 degrees for 10 minutes. Okay. Okay, now we're ready to ice our biscuits. I've got 100 grams of sieved icing sugar, and this is some boiling water. So I'm going to add to it 2 tablespoonfuls of water, boiling water to the icing sugar, and give it a stir. Now you want a nice thick icing. And for just this purpose, I've got some extra sieved icing sugar, so I'm needing a little bit more. Quite thick. In fact, I'm going to add a little bit more to that again. So I think that's probably about 150 grams of icing sugar. I'll check it out, and this is what you want it, quite thick consistency. Okay, now I've got, again, some Parmesan's jam, of course. Need to give it a stir and spread it on the biscuits. Okay. On one side, quite generous with the jam. Okay. And then right, put a lid on them and spread on your icing using a knife. Now, I don't like cherries. The traditional top would be a half a glass of cherry. I don't like cherries, so on the top of mine, I'm putting a jelly tot. Or, on the other ones, some icing, quite thick, and dip them into hundreds and thousands. So there we are. Some icing sugar and the jelly tot. Okay, that's our iced Empire biscuits.